Facebook ad creatives are the new targeting. This is no secret. For the last couple of months, I've been sharing consistently how broad targeting has outperformed every other style of audience we've tried at paidadvertising.com. And I want to share with you in this video some evidence as to why is it and how are your creatives responsible for finding the right people that will buy your products. If you're new to the channel, you don't yet know who I am. My name is Justin and I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, an online marketing growth firm specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So to get straight into today's video, let's talk targeting, right? Those are a bunch of articles and screenshots taken from Meta's own website, right? Talking about different features they're releasing that kind of forces you to go broad with targeting, right? Number one was advantage detailed targeting, right? Which back then was called targeting expansion. It was just by default. Now Facebook always had this little checkbox that no matter what interest or lookalikes or custom audiences you put, they always would expand beyond this audience if it enhanced performance. In other words, they would just figure out on their own who they thought was best to buy from your brand. Now, there's Advantage Plus shopping campaigns right here, which that too has been live for about a year and a half at this point, which it's, as it says right here, in comparison to manual shopping ads, Advantage Plus shopping ads require fewer inputs during campaign creation, simplifies audience options, and streamlines the creative management process. So in other words, they're like, look, we're handling the targeting for you, which is pretty much what they're doing with Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. Now, audience selection for broad audiences, right? That's another article of theirs where they literally say, avoid using lookalike audiences or adding too many behavioral and interest-based specifications to your ad targeting, as these may limit the reach of your ad's delivery potential. Now, Meta's also releasing all of these generative AI capabilities, kind of helping enhance even your copy and creative. So that is a story for another day, but they're already getting on that turf. And now they also have Advantage Plus audience, which that usually is audience suggestions. It's you give Facebook an interest, but Facebook's like, look, we're going to use that as a guidance, but we'll still find people that we believe are best for your brand. So it's kind of like an evolved version of advantage detailed targeting if you want. Now, here's what broad targeting gets you. Well, number one, it gets you a lower CPM. In fact, the lowest, because it's the broadest audience you can find. So therefore, you have the lowest cost per 1,000 impressions. Now, it also gives you the most amount of potential customers, which I'll show you why in a second, right? It also gives you the most optimal audience, because don't ever ask yourself anymore, am I targeting the right people? Am I targeting the right people through my audience? You are. You have to be, because if you're going broad, you know for a fact your customers are somewhere within that audience. Now, broad targeting also gets you to force yourself to produce relevant content, because if you don't, typically you'll fail quicker, right? You'll usually fail quicker. It kind of rips the band-aid off of that process, because if you're not relevant at mass, Facebook kind of has a hard time getting you results. And look, if we just think about a $1 trillion company, right? Meta's back to above $1 trillion now in valuation. If we think about a $1 trillion company, whereas most of its revenues are hedged on their ad platform, they kind of have every intention in making you money. I mean, they have to make you money or else they'll stop advertising on their platform. So pockets within a broader audience. Now, this is a little depiction that I've made essentially with a friend of mine to explain internally on our ends, essentially both of our agencies, like how do the different market awareness levels work within a broader audience. So view this big circle as a broad audience and view all of these circles as the different pockets that exist within this broader audience, right? You've got a lot of people who are potentially unaware about your brand and product. You have people who are problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware, so on and so forth. Well, this is what picking an interest looks like. When you're picking an interest, whereas there's this whole pool of potential customers that may want to buy from your brand, right? All of these people are potential customers. You're telling Meta, hey, look here, only look here. But then what ends up happening is you can just see, because of the size of the circle, if I start to increase ad spend, my frequency goes through the roof and my ad results usually go down, because there's only so many people within this interest-based audience or within this lookalike audience or within this custom audience that I would have created, right? So to target the most amount of people, I have to go broader here. But how do you appeal to broad audiences while still remaining true to these different pockets, right? Well, let's break down creative targeting first and foremost, okay? So I took this ad from Foreplay that I thought was great, right? I found this ad through the Foreplay ad library from this brand called Calistia, okay? So they have this ad and I kind of broke down some of its messaging. So their big bold headline, 4 uneven skin tone. So they're calling out like a problem, right? So this is mostly for problem aware customers that essentially, right, they're aware they have an uneven skin tone. So they're like, okay, that's me, right? I have an uneven skin tone. Great. Now, this is an ad for a woman. How do I know that? Well, first and foremost, there's woman-like colors. Let's not judge, but honestly, just speaking, with the pastel colors and a little bit more salmon pink than, baby blue, we can kind of tell this is aimed at women. There's also woman pictogram right here, right, with the longer hairs. So, okay, this is just what I can see at a glance. Now, the words used in both the ad copy and on the creative itself, skin tone, dark spots, uneven skin tone, hyperpigmentation, natural plus botanical. So now knowing that Meta, number one, reads your entire copy, number two, reads your creative and all of its content. Would it be words, or would it be colors, or would it even be characters or people on your ad? Meta knows all of it. So in this case, Meta knows that you're most likely targeting women because of the woman pictograms and the colors used. They also know that your audience is most likely to be problem aware. They know that your audience is interested in one of these issues at the very least, if not a combination of these issues. That in itself, before I even show you the landing page, that is enough for Meta to find you people that fit this exact criteria. But now let's go one step further. Meta also knows what is on your landing page. They know the landing page content. I just took two very simple bullet points to make my point here. But one of the first thing that I see on the landing page is this, a picture of a woman here in her 30s. Okay, then great. Meta knows also how to analyze this content. So they're like, okay, great. That's a woman in her 30s. Awesome. So if the brand uses that, they're probably trying to target this type of woman. And if that's not enough, written on the landing page is 1,200 reviews of women in which you have their age, their skin type, their skin tone, and their skin concerns, which the bulk of these women essentially are between the age of 30 and 50 years old. So that's amazing. Now, without even picking anything in the ads manager, I've already told Meta, here's the gender, here's the age of this type of woman, here's all the concerns she has or might have based on what literally is used on my ad or my landing page. And going back right here, Meta also knows that most of these women are problem aware. So it is natural that going back to a pictogram like this here, probably going to appeal to this style of audience. But what is there to say that Meta won't spend maybe 5-10% of my budget on other of these awareness levels here that would have never happened if I locked myself on an interest like this one? You assure yourself to have the most amount of people within that audience. There cannot be more customers than there are if you are leveraging broad targeting, because of the fact that Meta knows all of this about your ad creatives and utilizes that to do the targeting for you. And that answers the question that I often get, well, Justin, my ad account is new. Should I do broad targeting or should I do interest-based? Well, look, here's the thing. If Meta still has all of this information about your ad, no matter how old or new your ad account is, it has some data at the base itself, right? Would it be as accurate as somebody that has thousands of data points on a pixel or an ad account, right? Where Meta really refined its targeting? Probably not. But is this enough information to guide in a broad targeting ad set? 100%. So if you want to learn how to do fundamentally sound ad creatives, click the link down below and check out our free school community to learn more. And with that said, if you want to work with a Meta, TikTok, and Google paid ads partner, also check out the description below and book in a call to speak with our team at paidadvertising.com today. On that note, gonna wish you guys an amazing day. Check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Ciao.